Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission prepares for local government election. National Orientation Agency launches National Identity Project campaign in Ibadan. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu-Ode News at 7. My name is Famoyegu Temidayo. Electoral officers have a major and crucial roles to play in the forthcoming local government elections, hence the need for adequate training to enable them familiarize with the electoral process. The chairman of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, Babatunde Oshibodu, made this known during a training session organized for electoral and assistant electoral officers in Abeokuta. Anthony Gandonu has the details.
Improve voter education as well fostering public trust and confidence. Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission is not leaving anything for chances to ensure free, fair and acceptable local government polls come November 16, 2024. The Commission in this regard has organized training for its electoral officers. Addressing participants, Chairman of the Commission, Babatunde Oshibodu, said the training is significant and necessary for the success of the elections. Represented by one of the commissioners in the Commission, Tunji Akone, Oshibodu reiterated the importance of electoral officers to the coming election with a charge on the participants to avoid any form of bribery, intimidation and manipulations from political parties.
After that, they will now go back to their local government to train all the other staff, the presiding officer, the poll clerk and the poll ordinance. They are the ones going to do that in their respective local government. We have briefed them on what they need, and we have given them all what they require to carry out this assignment.
Presenting a paper titled Electoral Security and Peace, Deputy Corps Commander, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ogun State Command, Amos Ajayi, spoke on crowd management, voters' conflict resolutions, violence and emotional intelligence, and enhancing poll management. In his remark, the Permanent Secretary of the Commission, Olabode Ojetola, appreciated the resource personnel for their immense contributions, emphasized the fundamental of the roles of the trainees during and after the electoral process. Some of the participants commended Ogisek for organizing such a session, saying the training was apt and needed for them to function with electoral guidelines.
Here today is part of the capacity building for electoral officers, so as to get acquainted with the responsibility and role that you have to perform on the field. It has been a wonderful session.
So far so good. In fact, the training has broadened my knowledge on how to discharge my duties as an assistant electoral officer.
This training, we can now go back and train our returning officer, train our presiding officer and poll clerk, and have a very free and fair election at the end of the day.
They noted that the training has broadened their knowledge in the aspects of collation, announcements, and declarations of results within the confines of the law, including relating with voters and other stakeholders on the field on election day. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, has launched a campaign for the National Identity Project with the aim of instilling spirit of patriotism among Nigerians. The NOA Director General, Isa Onilu, launched the campaign at a town hall stakeholders meeting held in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Wasiu Rafiu has details. This story will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. About 150 youths, women, and artisans from Yewa North Imekwa for Federal Constituency received various skills acquisition programs to be economically viable. The program is at the instance of the federal government through the Nigerian Building and Research Institute, NIBRRI. The Director General of NIBRRI, Professor Samson Duna, says the initiative was to improve the professionalism of the artisans and expose them to new technologies. Lukman Adefeso's report is here presented.
The 150 participants Drones from Yewa North and Imekwa from local governments were exposed to the new innovations in tailoring, tiling, plumbing, and nursery professions and ways to maximize profit without compromising standards. The Director General of Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, NIBRI, Professor Samson Duna, represented, said the training became imperative due to the growing number of professional artisans in Nigeria, resulting in people from neighboring countries such as Benin Republic and Togo being hired for jobs that were supposed to be done by Nigerian artisans and thereby leading to capital flights.
Neighboring countries, and they are very good at this handiwork. So NIBRI has deemed it fit to make sure that our people that are involved in this work, we train them so that their finishing will also be good and they will compete with the world, and they will also be fit in the international best practice of carrying out this technology in the construction work.
The training, which was facilitated by the former House of Representatives member representing Yewa North Imekwa from Federal Constituency, Kayode Aladini, was described as an eye-opener and impactful.
The message is for the people to properly utilize the knowledge they have acquired within the 3 days, because no knowledge, they say, is lost. Within the 3 days, for somebody that knows what exactly he's doing, he ought to have at least grabbed 1 or 2 things that will make him or her earn his daily bread.
So we have learned a lot of skills here. Some of us learn tailoring, carpentry, tiling, and I think about 4 skills here. And it's okay for us.
And I really gained a lot when it comes to training and entrepreneurship skills, because where we are going in this country, a lot of Nigerians youth are there just hanging after finishing school. So this training actually encourage both youth and adults.
Participants were empowered with working tools and startup grants. From Imeko, Lukman Adifeso, NTA News.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun is reaffirming the commitment of the state government to hosting the 2024 National Sports Festival that will be a reference point in the history of the festival in 2025. This was during an inspection tour of some reconstruction projects of facilities in Abeokuta. Lekan Agbonde reports.
As the clocks tick towards the January 2025 takeoff date of the National Sports Festival to be hosted by Ogun State, the state government has expressed commitment to a successful outing, as many of the outdoors and indoor sports facilities to be used during the festival are currently undergoing transformation. Governor Dapo Abiodun inspected the Olympic-sized swimming pool, practicing pool, handball and tennis courts under construction, and the main bowl where the tartan tracks and the football pitch have been removed for total renovation. The governor and his entourage, who also inspected the Ijeja Sports Complex, promised that the facilities therein will be turned to a state-of-the-art for a glorious festival, expressed satisfaction with the level of work done so far.
The surface is being prepared in readiness for concrete work and then the eventual laying of the turf. The track itself has been totally removed. The drains have been opened. They're going to ensure that the pitch cambers enough so that when it rains, it drains into the drain to avoid what has happened in the past. The track is also being gotten ready. I'm very satisfied with the level of professionalism that's been demonstrated by the contractors. And I do not have a doubt that by the time this whole reconstruction is completed, this stadium will rank as one of the best leading stadiums anywhere in this country. And it will remain as one of our legacies, proud legacies. Now, having said that, we're also very excited that the Alaki Sports Center in Ikeja is also being totally reconstructed. Like someone remarked, the last time anything was done was just a mere painting. We want to have a world-class sports festival.
Governor Abiodun says his administration is fully aware of the importance of sports towards empowerment of youth and overall development of the state. Notes that adequate attention will be given to sports development in the state. In Abeokuta, Lekan Agbode, NTA News.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, has urged judicial officers to reject actions that could tarnish the image of the judiciary or impaired fair administration of justice. The CJN gave the charge in Abuja at the opening of Batch B induction course for newly appointed judicial officers of the Superior Courts of Records. Chukunanzo Nwabueze reports.
Converged here at the National Judicial Institute, Abuja, for the Stream 2 of the Institute's 2024 induction course for judicial officers of superior courts in the country are the newly appointed judges of the Federal and State High Courts, National Industrial Court, caddies of the Sharia Courts of Appeal, and judges of the Customary Courts of Appeal.
The judiciary serves as the backbone of democracy.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, while warning judicial officers regarding the indiscriminate granting of ex parte orders, charged the participants to execute their duties with unwavering integrity and dedication in order to reinforce public confidence in the nation's justice system.
Judicial discretion in the issuance of remand orders must be exercised with careful consideration of the particular circumstances of the case. We must remain conscious of our control over our courts and uphold this responsibility with fairness and prudence.
The correlation between judicial efficiency and capacity building is one that cannot be overemphasized. Hence, following this all-important induction course, we look forward to receiving and recording the participation of your lordship, a various training program tailored to build their capacity in various areas of law and to equally enhance their functionality.
With the theme, repositioning the course for better justice delivery, the induction course is specially designed to indoctrinate his lordships in the peculiarities of the higher bench, as well as to familiarize them with the art and craft of justice delivery pertaining to their new roles. Chukunonso Nwabueze, NTA News.
Have you ever received an urgent request from a friend, colleague, or relative asking for financial assistance? While it might seem genuine, cybercrime experts, however, warn that taking a moment to verify could protect you from becoming a victim of cyber criminals. On Good Morning Nigeria, the experts emphasize that combating cybercrime in Nigeria requires not only enhanced security measures, but also widespread public awareness. Lydia Sampson reports.
Being cyber aware is crucial to navigating the enormous opportunity provided online through the internet. These expert says will also arm vulnerable internet users to identify risk factors and suspicious unsolicited messages from cyber criminals.
So for you to be a cyber expert or cyber investigator, you must have acquired the skills, that will enable you to navigate in your investigations.
Don't just connect to any network, because somebody might just make that network available to lure you in order to have access to your banking codes and all. Some people even know the dangers involved and they still go ahead and do it.
Parents must also educate their children who use internet for educational purposes to be aware of the risk factors and not chatting with unknown persons or providing personal or family details.
You tell your children, be careful when crossing the road. Mm-hmm. You tell them, if you go somewhere and you see trouble coming, you
try to avoid it.
So you have to also empower them, because at the end of the day, whatever your child does, especially for a man, for example, they bear your name.
Developing a dynamic ecosystem for everyone to take responsibility to make the cyberspace secure for all users, the guests say, must be prioritized. They suggested having a societal conversation to figure out how social media can be monitored, drawing boundaries. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
It's the Glow festival of joy, and it's raining exciting prizes. Oh, for 120 days, we take it to the max. Mind-blowing, loaded prizes. Take John winning a tear rubber Toyota Prado by recharging up to 100,000 naira. And Sister T winning a Cha-Cha Kia Picanto by recharging up to 50,000 naira.
Yes, the gifts are unloading joy all over Nigeria.
From Toyota Prados to Kia Picantos, Kekena Pets, generators, sewing machines, and even grinding machines. Just dial *611#, choose your prizes, recharge the value for the month, and you too can win.
Whoa, you too can win, oh!
Welcome back. As anticipation builds for the Nigeria-Morocco Business Week, industry leaders, policymakers, and investors from both nations gear up to explore new frontiers of economic cooperation. Musa Abubakar reports.
Nigeria and Morocco trade relations shows a mixed trend, with Nigeria's export to Morocco growing at an annual rate of 3.67% over 5 years, while Morocco's export to Nigeria is set to decline at the rate of 1.88% over the same period.
But this is about to change with Nigeria and Morocco Business Week in sight, as both countries are exploring opportunities beyond energy, including renewable energy development, agriculture, and training programs.
Mainly, we want to foster closer economic ties between the two countries that have so long-standing historical ties. We want to translate those ties into more concrete economic ties. And the Business Week actually is to involve a number of Nigerian companies and government departments and ministries who have already arrived here in Casablanca.
With a focus on key sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and energy, the Investment Summit fosters collaboration, unlocking opportunities that benefit both countries.
Maigari Ahmed, who is now the Minister of Regional Development, is here. He's actually effectively the leader of the Nigerian delegation. He is meeting with the Association of Steel Producers, Steel Development in Morocco, to discuss areas of cooperation.
The forum encourages sustainable partnerships to drive regional prosperity. From Casablanca in Morocco, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
And here ends the news tonight. Good night.
Baby, why should they do younger like this?
As you see me so, I don't become 10x of the woman when I did before. Berekete 10x.
Look, you enjoy 10 times your recharge, double data, and other betterment on top, voice calls, IG, TikTok, audio and video streaming, Zoom calls, and other better things them. Dial *301#.
They never finish up. 1,000 naira welcome bonus for voice and data.
You mean all this thing for Berekete 10x?
Full enjoyment.
Is your line blocked? You can get your line unblocked free, fast and easy. Quickly go to any Glow World shop or SIM registration center near you and link your NIN to your Glow line right now. Got no NIN? Visit the nearest NIMC office, get an NIN, and then link it to your Glow line. NIN registration is free, so reconnect with Glow today.